What's going on here, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. Uh, just a little introduction to my channel. Um, I'm a trucker, as you can see. Been doing it for 5 years, so I'm still green and learning a lot. I started 5 years ago. Decided to change my life for the better. Um, get with the legal hustle, and this was it. Um, Glad I made the decision, although it is hard. Basically, started off running a dump truck. Then, from the dump truck game, went over the road, and then I ended up going over the road. Stayed with a company for over the road. Uh, Stayed with that company for a few years, actually, and decided to go ahead and get my authority. Um, the authority, I'm hoping, opens me up to making more money, where you get a higher percentage of the revenue, which is never a bad thing. But with that, I know comes added responsibility. Um, so, this is just a journey for me, my family, um, and it's something that I look forward to. Um, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn. And when you step on this side of the fence, um, you know, I've noticed when I was a company driver, when I was a company driver, I I wasn't looking out for nails on the road or any of that. Now I see a rock that looks like it's too sharp. I'm trying to avoid it because I have to pay for those tires. When I bag up into trailers, I'm a lot more easy where I just hear the click. I don't want to hear a bang because, excuse me, that could cause what they call load shock. Excuse me. And you don't want that. Um, so there's a lot of things to look out for with this game, and you owning your own. Draining your air tanks, staying up on your maintenance. Um, you know, I'm a big fan of getting your truck looked over as much as you can. I think on a quarterly basis um, will suffice because it's very important to try to nip things in the bud and get it caught before you're on the side of the road. So if you see you're leaking some transmission fluid, it's best to catch that early, no matter what. But before you lock up your transmission and what they have called progressive damage. Had a lot of work done to my truck. My truck is a 2011. I've had injectors. I've had drive shaft uh, being balanced and U bolts, U joints, carrier bearings. I mean, you name it. So I mean, it's just a lot. It's a lot. Um, they call this game. I've heard it from some old school cats, the golden handcuffs, and I couldn't agree more. I didn't understand it at the time, but as I stayed in the game for 5 years, I come to understand what that means. The golden handcuffs. It's makes you money, but you sometimes feel trapped. And so I understand why some guys are trying to elevate and take it to another level where they're able to hire drivers because you can't hold the steering wheel forever, that's for sure. And when that time comes where you can't pass that physical, you know, um, you need to be able to be more of an asset, um, and utilize other areas of this business so that now you can sit back, either be a broker or be that owner operator with guys driving under your authority. It's not for everyone. I mean, you have a lot of great companies out here that pay, fairly well, and when you couple that with a quality insurance and health plan for your children and your family, if you have that, um, you know, you can't compete. So, um, all in all, although I have complaints about the game, um, I love it, and this is what it is. It feeds my family, feeds me, and it catapults me to other things that I want to do, as far as real estate, some e-commerce business that I'm into, because you want to keep different lines of revenue coming in case one shuts down. And in trucking, you never know. You just never know. Uh, so if guys out there, for guys out there that want to, you know, follow um, follow along with this, um, I would admonish you to start with a company. Um, don't just jump out here. Don't do it. Because even when you think you're ready, you're not. Because the game is constantly throwing curveballs and uh, obstacles at you. But you are supposed to turn your stumbling blocks into stepping stones. And what I mean by that, uh, you got to break down. I had drive shaft issues, and I had to get that repaired. Well, I got it repaired, but what I come to find out was that you should get the drive shaft balanced before you throw it back in there. I wouldn't have known that had I not went through that breakdown. So what appeared to be a stumbling block ended up, I took it as a learning lesson and a stepping stone to higher my knowledge and sense of awareness in this trucking game. And that's something that you should do. It not just in trucking, but in life in general. Is to try to always think of the cup half full versus half empty. Nothing worse than going into a situation with a piss poor attitude and not trying to pull in something positive from that experience. So it's a learning lesson daily, and I'm just trying to stay with the times. But yeah, to start off with a company would be great. Go tear that stuff up, and learn. Learn all that you can, and from that point, I would say, depending on your experience prior, as far as who you've been around and learning, and some of the OGs in the game, it may have brought you up. So you may be a year or two above, although you only have a year driving experience. I would still recommend at least 2 years, 1 to 2 years. I really say two, um, because you know you got to at least go through two winters. Um, Go through New York. New York will make or break you. Um, and just learn and learn. And then from there, I know a lot of guys is against the lease purchase. I am not one of those. I did it. I was successful in it. I did not buy the truck. I ended up turning it back. But lease purchase, to me, there's levels. So you have the company driver. You know, Nothing's on you. All you do is hold the steering wheel, the truck, trailer, everything is not on you. The maintenance, nothing. The next level, I would do that for about 2 years. A year, year and a half, 2 years. After that, try a lease purchase. This will get you where you are more responsible for the truck. It will learn you a lot of different, excuse me, a lot of different things in the game. If you don't know all the parts of your truck, um, different breakdown, get you in the rhythm of being an owner operator. And I use those quotes because I know a lot of guys, it's subjective, and I understand that. But during that time of learning, you also want to save. Um, I would say a very important thing about this is saving your money. Don't live beyond your means. I would say live at about maybe 25 to 30%, no more, to your means, leaving a 70% cushion with your money. So when you take all of your expenses, including your truck payment, fuel, everything, your house expensive, you got cars, you got child support, whatever it is you have going on, dial it back if you can to equal out to about 30%, leaving you about 70% of your income because you're going to need it to stack up. What you're saving for, if you decide to go this route, is to get your authority. If this is what you want to do, get your credit get your credit game up. There's some companies out here that will help you with that. But basically, you want to pay your bills, and get the debt lowered, um, and save your money. Then go buy your truck. So what I did was I turned my truck in. Once I had the money and established a better line of credit, I then went and got my own truck. Just a second.
Sorry it took so long, boss.
Oh, no.
We've about run out of room, been there.
I appreciate you guys taking it, man.
No problem, man.
Thank you. Take care of yourself. Um, so, then get your truck, and I would say keep, depending on the truck that you get. I personally would go use, if you can get a glider kit, that's even better because the less stuff on your equipment on your truck, the less you have to worry about. Get you a truck, um, and roll it, man, and keep you. Hopefully, you're able to put aside at least 10 grand. I did that, and I blew through that in about 3 months. Okay, so 20, the more the merrier. 20 grand, 30 grand. But I mean, realistically speaking, from where a lot of guys are at, you know, I mean, they're giving these trucks, these lease purchase trucks, away for free. There's a few companies out here that are doing that. So, yeah, get you a truck, save your money, and then go on, and from that point, save your money, and then go in and get you a trailer. Decide what trailer you want to pull. If you're comfortable with drive in, reefer, flatbed, low boys, step deck, tankers, whatever it is, you go get that trailer, and then and you off and running. I would try to make some connections, call some brokers, see what the rates are, go to that board, see what they have going on there. I heard they're very informative. It's like one of the leading boards in the industry. You can call them up. They're more than happy to help. Not advertising for them, but it is what it is. So, I mean, I guess shout out that board. My experience has been okay with them so far. So, I mean, that's what you want to do, in a nutshell. And that's pretty much what I did. That is my life in trucking. Started off as a company driver, did that for 2 years. After that, I went on to the lease purchase. I did that for about 2 years, learning as much as I can, dealing with the breakdowns and different issues. And I saved my money, gave that truck back, went and bought my own truck, a glider kit, with a Detroit 60. And from there, just kept stacking money. And after that, bought me a trailer. I decided to go with reefer. I saw reefer. I have a brand new unit carrier with a 2012 trailer. So the unit is under warranty. And I decided to go with that because of the versatility. for me, that meant everything. So I can, during the peak seasons of produce, make, $4 or $5, $6 a mile on loads. But then at times, if I'm in a jam, I can still, haul some dry van. One of the things I also did was, I stayed with the company where I'm at, and they have a program where you can outsource to other companies and or yourself and run your own authority or under someone else's. So I thought that that was good for me because where I'm at now, it allows me to, with this company, I'm making 35 to 4 grand a week, and I'm home every day and off on the weekends, and that's just pulling their stuff. I own my own truck, but I pull their trailer, and that's good. But a mistake that I made, that hopefully you guys won't, is that I lived too close to the means. And what I mean by that is clear. I probably was running at about 50%, and that ain't good. If you make, at this time, 12 to, bring it home now, 12 to $14,000 or $16,000, like I said, between 3 and 4 grand. So some checks would be 335. On an average, about 35. So I was making about 14 grand, let's say, a month. But my expenses was damn near $6,000, $7,000. Um, a fool and his money will soon part. I'm buying, BMW X5s, motorcycles. I got a Challenger. We going on vacations and doing different things and that such, and just blowing money. And then if you only left, in this case with me, $6,000, $7,000, well, trust me, when that truck break down, brother, it can cost you big. So I was down, like I said, let's go with the injectors, and I got plenty more breakdowns to talk about. The injectors cost me about 5 grand all told. Now you look at a tab for 5 grand and you say, okay, well, if you got $7,000 and who knows how long you've been stacking that up, you should be able to handle it. Yeah. But think about this. One truck operation, you're down. You got $5,000 you about to come out of. On top of that, you're down for about a week, and that's if you're lucky. Some places you go to, like a dealership, you may be sitting there for 2 weeks before they even touch your truck. So now you got lost revenue. So in this case, I was actually down for about 2 weeks. And there's been times that I spent 9 grand on the truck and been down for a whole month. Okay? When I had the bull gear done and just air compressor, air dryer, radiator, man, I went in belts, and it was, the list goes on, too much to name. So it can cost you. So when you're looking at a $5,000 tab and you're down for 2 weeks, so now excuse me, you got $5,000 that you out of off rip. You got 1 to 2 weeks that you're down. So let's call it 2 weeks. So that's what, at $3,500 a week. We're now at 7 grand plus 5. That's what, $12,000 that you're out of. Okay, where's your cushion? Where's your cushion? Mind you, if you only got leaving yourself a $6,000-$7,000 cushion, you didn't aid into that with the 5 alone plus lost revenue. And mind you, bills don't stop. The car note, the people I got the car notes through, the people I have the vehicles through, the people I have the truck and trailer and all, they don't care that the truck break down. They don't care about that. They want their money. And you mess around and mess your credit up. So by not paying them. So that was my fault. And that kind of right there moved me to ownership, to want more money. Because at the time, to be honest with you, I could either choose to cut back on expenses and stay in this lane and keep doing this, or I can outsource and do what I want to do. And I chose to outsource. And even if I wasn't stupid, okay, outright, with my finances and how I'm spending, I still would have wanted to make that move, to leave myself an option to go, because nothing is guaranteed, nothing lasts forever, life in itself. So with this contract that I'm under with this company, these loads could leave tomorrow, and if I haven't planned for that, my ass is out. And that's that's not a position that I want to put myself or my family in. So I decided to do it. I was going to do it anyway, but because I was so tight now, I got to raise my income in order to cover and keep afloat. A good thing for me was I always wanted to have uh, at least 3 to 6 months of income to the side for paying my bills, so that if anything ever happened to me, I got at least a 6 month, 3 to 6 month cushion to find another job or do something else or whatever. So I'm in a pretty good position right now, God willing. Um, excuse me, where if something was to happen, I can kind of go back and forth. If something happens with my trailer, I can go back to the company and pull. Now, if something happened to the truck, obviously I'm up such and such creek without a paddle. So that's just what it is. There's just a lot of information out here. I see this video is going on 20 something minutes. I like longer videos. I like listening to them while I'm driving trucks. Um, I just like to listen to it. It gets my day, gets me through the day. There's a lot of information out here, and you can learn a lot from people. There's a lot of great um, guys out here on YouTube, some of the OGs from back in the day. If you've been on YouTube and into the trucking, you know the OGs, man. So I salute all of you guys without naming names. I'm not trying to monetize off of calling out names. But there's a lot of you guys that I watch and have watched. One in particular who's not with us right now on YouTube, as far as I know, but he dearly miss. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. But shout out to you, good brother. But again, it's a lot. It's a lot to be learned in this game, and let's stay on this journey for wherever you at in life. Hell, you can check this channel. Just it may not be about trucking. Some of the things you can relate to just life, like turning stumbling blocks, seemingly so stumbling blocks, turning them into stepping stones. I mean, that's a life lesson, not just with trucking, but with all kind of stuff. I by no means am any sort of guru. I don't claim to know it all. It's the opposite. I don't know it all, and I never will. The day I say that, I'm a damn fool. And that's not what I'm gonna ever say. But I guess I do know some things. But it's a lot that I don't know. So with that being said, welcome to the channel. I appreciate you guys for watching and stopping by. And let's get at it, man. Mr. 18 toes down. And we all understand what that means, baby. We got 18 wheels on the semi, and I try to keep them down, man, and keep them running. Because if the wheels ain't turning, you ain't earning, right? I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you in the next one.